Aminata, 1 sec, please. She froze. Mr. Bennett looking at her file like it was some sort of criminal record. GCSEs are around the corner. I reckon it'd help if you stayed for a quick revision session after school. Aminata's phone buzzed in her pocket. She didn't even bother checking it. I can't today, sir. Maybe tomorrow? He wasn't having it. We've had this conversation before, Aminata. You've got potential, but you're not showing up. The phone buzzed again. She excused herself and slipped out as quickly as she could. Outside, she checked her phone. 2 missed calls from Mum. Shit. She bolted down the hallway, heart racing like the school itself was closing in on her. As she turned the corner, someone shouted her name. Aminata! It was Malik, year 11. Looked like he had something important to say. Maria, he said, looking all worried. She's sitting in her class. Something's not right. You might want to check on her. Aminata felt a pang in her chest. Home was that way, but Maria needed her. Thanks, Aminata muttered, already running in the other direction. She found Maria hunched over her in her seat, staring at nothing, blank, like a switch had just been flipped. Maria, Aminata whispered, kneeling in front of her. It took a couple tries, but eventually she got Maria to stand. Aminata grabbed her bag, threw it over her shoulder, and led her out of the classroom. They needed fresh air. As they stepped outside, her phone rang again. Bintu. Where are you? Bintu's voice cut through the air like a knife. You finish at 3:30. It's nearly 4. Why aren't you answering your phone? Get home now. The call ended before Aminata could even get a word in. She sighed, stomach tight with guilt. As she heads to the door with Maria, Julie pops out of the classroom, cutting through the tension. Yo, party at Kai's tonight, you in? Maria was still looking a bit lost, but nodded anyway. A party didn't sound so bad. In fact, it sounded like a good way to escape. Yeah, Aminata said, surprising herself. We'll be there. By 4:30 p.m, Aminata was unlocking the front door of her flat, already bracing for the storm. Binti was in the kitchen, face set in stone, looking like she'd been waiting for this moment all day. The silence between them felt heavy, like a pressure cooker. You are late, Binti said, voice cold. Mum, my teacher kept me after school. I don't care, Binti interrupted sharp. Go and pray and study. That is all I ask of you. Aminata stayed silent. She walked to her room with her head down, feeling the weight of it all. Inside, she dropped her bag with a thud, kicked off her shoes and tossed her blazer onto the bed. She went straight to the bathroom, cleansed herself, prayed, and just stood there for a second, staring at her reflection. The prayer helped a bit, but her shoulders were still tense, like she was carrying a bag full of bricks. Downstairs, Binti was lost in her own little world on the phone. Aminata grabbed some of the leftover jollof. Her phone buzzed again. Julie. You still on for tonight? Can I borrow that black mesh top? Also, got any Lush glue? Aminata chuckled to herself. Classic Julie, always leaving stuff to the last minute. At Maria's place, she braced herself for the PD her mum's been doing lately. Her mum, Kellyanne, was all wrapped up with her partner Tony, laughing like they were teenagers again. Oh, hey babe, Kellyanne said. There's a letter for you. Maria frowned. She never got letters. Who's it from? Dunno, Kellyanne said, waving it off. She tossed the letter to Maria, who caught it with a confused look on her face. Maria stared at it for a minute. Her mind was already elsewhere, but now the envelope was in front and centre. Something about it felt off. Back at Chris's place, Kai and the boys were lounging around, red cups in hand, a cloud of smoke hanging in the air. The TV was on, some rap video, but they weren't really paying attention. Kai's phone buzzed. He saw the name and groaned. Julie, he answered, voice laced with irritation. Yeah? When's the party? 9, Chris's place. He hung up before she could say anything else. Why do you still talk to her? Someone asked while sipping on their juice. Kai just smirked. Entertainment, innit? The Mandem laugh. Julie, back at home, rolled her eyes at the abrupt hang-up. Dickhead. But then she shook it off, blasting some romantic R&B track and starting to get ready in front of the mirror. A little makeup, a little dance. Aminata stood in front of her mirror, practicing her lines. Mum, can I go? Mum, can I go? She shook her head, tossing the idea to the side. Lying wasn't going to work. She stood up straighter, brushed herself off, grabbed her phone and headed downstairs. Binti was still on the phone, laughing her head off. Aminata waited, standing in silence until Binti waved her off, barely glancing up. Go! Aminata blinked, caught off guard. Okay, thanks, she muttered, heading back up to her room. She quickly texted Julie. On my way. She said yes, LOL. The night came alive. Aminata and Maria made their way to the party, laughing about the night ahead, Julie's plan to hook up with Kai, and everything else in between. At the door, Chris opened, popped his head out. Oi, my girls, you know. They kept their cool, tried to look casual. Inside, the air was thick with weed and cheap perfume. A girl was thrown up in the bathroom. Get out, Bridget, Chris shouted, shaking his head. Inside the house was buzzing with energy. Boys crowded in the living room. Girls danced in the kitchen. The girls made a beeline for the bathroom to freshen up. Julie adjusted her top. Kai's here, I'm getting some tonight for sure. Before they could respond, there was a knock at the door. They opened it, and there he was, Kai, cool as ever. Julie's face lit up. Guys, I gotta go. It's too late, and you know how my mum is, Aminata said, sounding disheartened. Tell your mum to chill, man, Kai said, and they all laughed. Aminata's laugh started to fade as she made her way home, the weight of the night catching up to her. Her neighbour gave her a weird look as she passed through the building door. It's too late for you to be out, young lady, he said. Aminata ignored him and carried on walking. She knocked gently on her flat's door. No answer. She waited. Then Binti opened the door, looking like she was ready to explode. You think you live in a hotel? Go stay somewhere else. The door slammed, leaving Aminata standing there, feeling the cold air hit her. She pulled out her phone. She called Maria. No answer. She called Julie. The sound of the party blaring in the background. You can come back, Julie's voice rang out like the world was still spinning. Aminata paused. She took a deep breath, and just like that, everything shifted. Aminata stood in the stairwell, the cold biting through her hoodie. Her fingers hovered over her phone. Julie's voice still rang in her head. You can come. Something in her gut was telling her that it would be a mistake. She sat down on the steps, sighed, and looked up at the flickering hall light, same one that's been broken since year 9. Her phone buzzed, a text from Maria. Soz, just saw your call. You can come mine, I'm leaving this dead party, and my mum's doing a night shift, so it's calm. She didn't reply, but she got up and started walking. At Chris's house, 9:47 p.m, the house was rammed. Mandem in the kitchen, rap tunes blasting from someone's portable speaker. The smell of loud, fried wings and cheap rum clung to the air like fog. Julie was half dancing, half searching the crowd for Kai. Maria leaned on the banister, yawning, already regretting to saying yes to this, ready to leave. That's when the energy shifted. 2 boys walked in that no one recognised straight away. Dark puffer jackets, no eye contact, straight to the back of the room. A few heads turned. Kai clocked them from the stairs. Yo, did you invite them, man? He questioned. Chris followed his gaze. Nah, who's that? I ain't invite them. Kai's jaw tensed. That's the Peckham Mandem, bro. Someone's phone buzzed. A notification popped up. Then another. A screenshot going round. Kai dissing Darnell on a burner Snapchat account. Chris looked at Kai, voice low. They saw it. Kai was already reaching for his jacket. Nah, I ain't getting caught slipping in no party like this. But it was too late. A couple blocks away, Aminata had been waiting at Maria's front door. She could see Maria walking in the distance, the music from the party blasting and thumping in the background. Then a crash. Glass. Oi, what the hell? Maria whispered as she got to her door. A boy bolted past them, hoodie up, face masked. Then another. Then screaming. Julie ran out next, makeup smudged, barefoot. Chris! Chris got dipped! She cried, panicked. They stabbed him! Aminata froze. Time slowed. More people poured out the house. Kai was stumbling, arm around his chest, blood soaking through his shirt. Someone tried to hold him up. "They got Kai too," someone shouted. "Peckham boys came for war." Chris was on the floor in the hallway, his white tee soaked with blood. Someone was yelling into the phone, "He's bleeding out, fam, hurry up." A girl was crying in the kitchen, shaking. The crowd was out of control. No one knew where the knife went. Sirens started howling in the distance, louder and louder. Aminata and Maria watched from a distance. People screaming, phones filming, blue lights flickering off faces. Maria was shaking beside her, silent. Boys were already plotting revenge. Names were being dropped. Darnell, Tino. The mask didn't even matter anymore. Everyone knew what was coming. Julie sat on the curb, mascara running, whispering, "It was meant to be a joke. It was meant to be a party." Aminata's phone buzzed. "Binti, come home now." She stared at the screen, her thumb trembling. Sirens screeched louder. A police van skidded around the corner. Everyone scattered. Kai was being lifted onto a stretcher, barely conscious. Chris wasn't moving. A boy in the shadow watched from across the road, hoodie pulled tight. He didn't run, just watched. Aminata turned, locking eyes with him just for a second. Something in her stomach twisted. OMG.
Why my bad bitch? I'm pretty than a motherfucker. Hoes me looking okay. She think that she fucking with me. Is this bitch okay? He say he ain't fucking around. I look at him like okay. I used to be down bad, but now I'm bitch okay. I'm pretty than a motherfucker. Hoes me looking okay. She think that she fucking with me. Is this bitch okay? He say he ain't fucking around. I look at him like okay. I used to be down bad, but now I'm bitch okay. Down south, bad bitches, street shit so ratchet. Call me JT, aka the soul snatcher. Okay. I'm with a booster, a scholar, and a pole dancer. Pussy nigga call my phone, he won't get no answer. Fuck these niggas, and fuck these hoes too. You can't fuck with me, fuck what a bitch told you. Sexy black motherfucker. Yeah. Name on the wood, I'm watching Jimmy Butler. Since I came home, I've been killing every summer. Real boss bitch, and I started as a runner. Titties and pretty, and I'm looking like a snack. 40-inch bust out, you know that bitch black. I'm pretty than a motherfucker. Hoes me looking okay. She think that she fucking with me. Is this bitch okay? He say he ain't fucking around. I look at him like okay. I used to be down bad, but now I'm bitch okay. I'm pretty than a motherfucker. Hoes me looking okay. She think that she fucking with me. Is this bitch okay? He say he ain't fucking around. I look at him like okay. I used to be down bad, but now I'm bitch okay. Do not disturb, bitch, I'm with my nigga. Iced out name plate and it's from my nigga. Ice bitch say she pregnant, it ain't from my nigga. I don't pay for shit, it's all on my nigga. Bitch, Maserati mommy, and the roof missing. She ate crab legs, now a whole tooth missing. Cheap ass veneers, you stay talking shit. Put a marker to this bitch, she's so counterfeit. I'm the baddie in the CEO. Gothic bitches shaking ass in videos. In a cut, getting high with an emo hoe. We in wrong way, you bitches in dark shadows. Whoa. I'm pretty than a motherfucker. Hoes me looking okay. She think that she fucking with me. Is this bitch okay? He say he ain't fucking around. I look at him like okay. I used to be down bad, but now I'm bitch okay. I'm pretty than a motherfucker. Hoes me looking okay. She think that she fucking with me. Is this bitch okay? He say he ain't fucking around. I look at him like okay. I used to be down bad, but now I'm bitch okay.
They hate a bitch, but they stole the flow. Got back in, not the back end coming. My stole the show. Don't run up on that bitch, she a head.